all tell me what is a polynomial? You've studied polynomial in 10th standard. What is a polynomial? Okay, it is an algebraic expression. Now, your next question. What is the difference between a polynomial and an algebraic expression? Chalo. And a polynomial, is an algebraic expression of the form a0, a1x, a2x square, a3x cube, and so on, an x to the power n. Whereas an algebraic expression, yes, an algebraic expression क्या है? ये कुछ भी हो सकता है. Root x plus 5x cube upon 3x minus 1. This is an algebraic expression. What happens is, this power of the variable should always be a whole number. What is the power of x here, children? 1. Is there an x here? Yes, there is an x here. I can write it as x to the power 0. So in a polynomial, the power, the exponent, the power of variable must be a whole number. You know what are whole numbers? 0, 1, 2, 3. Nothing like point. The variable should be a whole number for a polynomial. Can you tell me what is the power of x here? 1 by 2. What is the power of x here? It's 1 by 2. And this is not what is accepted. ये नहीं चलता. Now there are different types of polynomials. The first type is called as a constant polynomial. ठीक है? Say a polynomial को ऐसे नाम देते हैं fx, px, qx, है ना? x क्योंकि वेरिएबल है. अगर y में बोलेंगे तो fy, it will become fy. ठीक है? So what is a constant polynomial? Say fx is equal to 15. ठीक है? This is a constant polynomial. इसमें तो x है ही नहीं सर. x है ना? इसमें x है? Is there x here? Yes, I can write this as 15x to the power 0. It's a constant, so that's why it's called as a constant polynomial. There is a polynomial which is called as zero polynomial. Anyone knows what is a zero polynomial? What is a zero polynomial? Very simple yaar. Zero. Zero polynomial. Zero. Now, what is the power of x here? The highest power of x is 0. We call that power of x as degree. इसको बोलते हैं degree. So what is the degree here? 0. ठीक है? But this 0 can be written anything. कुछ भी लिख सकते हो यार. ये 0 को तुम x to the power 5 भी नहीं लिख सकते हो क्या? तो बोलेगा सर मुझे इसको तो x to the power 0 भी लिखने की इच्छा हो रही है. तो कोई बोलेगा सर मुझे इसको तो x to the power 100 भी लिखने की इच्छा हो रही है. So do you have any degree of this? Degree means the power of x. What does degree mean? Degree means the power of x. तो इसका कोई डिग्री फिक्स ही नहीं है. So that's why we call the degree of this polynomial as
not defined.
it's a not defined degree. The degree of a zero polynomial is not defined. There is a polynomial which is called as linear polynomial. Have you heard of this linear? Linear equation in two variables, linear equation in one. What is a linear polynomial? It is this, say 7x minus 3. Say somewhat like 9x. What is the highest power of x here? 1. So a linear polynomial has degree 1. इसका डिग्री 1 होता है. ठीक है ना? Do you know what is a quadratic polynomial? क्वाड्रेटिक. हाँ सब जन बात करो यार, मुझे तुमसे बात करना है, स्पेशली ऑनलाइन वाले बच्चों. तुम लोग प्लीज बात करो. गलत बोलोगे तो पॉल सर कुछ नहीं बोलेगा. आई वोंट से एनीथिंग टू यू. यस कैन यू? हाँ.
Quadratic polynomial has degree of 2.
Degree is 2. What is a quadratic polynomial? Quadratic polynomial has degree 2 in it. ठीक है? For example, 3x square plus 5x minus 1. The power, the degree, what is the degree psi here? The degree is 2. Do you want to write anything? Your writing time, please write down degree 2. So degree 3 वाले को what do you call it as? Cubic polynomial. Cubic polynomial. So what is a cubic polynomial? Say a polynomial degree is 3. 3x cube for 4x square plus 9x minus 7. This is, what is the degree now here? The degree is 3. Acha. What is a fourth degree polynomial called as? Degree 4 is called as biquadratic. है ना? Biquadratic. Say 3. मैं हर समय 3 क्यों ले रहा हूँ? 9x to the power 4 minus 3x cube plus 2x square minus 9x plus 2. This is a biquadratic polynomial. X to the power 4. A polynomial, say qx is equal to. Is this a biquadratic polynomial? एक ही टर्म, बस वेरिएबल का पावर बता देना. वेरिएबल का पावर इज 4, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज अ बाइक्वाड्रेटिक, है ना. एंड देयर आफ्टर ये बाइक्वाड्रेटिक तक है, और उसके बाद द पावर गोज ऑन एंड इट वुड बी nth डिग्री पॉलिनोमियल, है ना. दैट इज कॉल्ड. बट वन थिंग विच इज इंपॉर्टेंट इज व्हाटएवर द पावर ऑफ द वेरिएबल इट शुड बी इन होल नंबर्स. तभी खाली हम इसको पॉलिनोमियल्स का नाम देंगे. ठीक है, कुछ लिखना है तो लिखो. The first topic, that was definition of a polynomial. Now graphically, how do you visualize a polynomial? एक polynomial दिखता कैसे? How is a polynomial shown in a graph? The graphs of a polynomial. Supposing you had a constant polynomial. ठीक है, suppose you had a constant polynomial, say fx is equal to say 3. It's a constant polynomial. ठीक है. Supposing I want to see the graph of this. All of you, are you paying attention? we are going to a little bit higher level. So all of you just pay attention now. Put your pen. Suppose I want to draw the graph of this particular polynomial. The graph fx की जगह y डाल दो and I get a very good graph of y is equal to 3. इसको मेरे को प्लॉट करना है, तो हाउ एम आई गोइंग टू प्लॉट दिस बेटा? दिस इज y एक्सिस, दिस इज x एक्सिस, ठीक है, and y is equal to 3 means y is equal to 1 2 3. Better the graph of this line is here. This is the graph of y is equal to 3, क्योंकि वो y एक्सिस को 3 यूनिट्स पे काट रहा है। पॉजिटिव, अगर y इज इक्वल टू -3 तो नीचे हो जाएगा ग्राफ। हाँ, अगर सपोज मैंने तेरे बोला कि यार इसका ग्राफ बना के बता, y fx इज इक्वल टू -3, तो इसका ग्राफ कैसे रहेगा? इसका ग्राफ ऐसे हो जाएगा, है ना? दिस इज द ग्राफ ऑफ y इज इक्वल टू -3. So here comes a very important concept that is called as zeros of a polynomial. ठीक है, zeros of a polynomial. What do you mean by zeros of a polynomial? Beta, zeros of a polynomial, zeros of a polynomial are those values of x for which y या तो fx or that polynomial becomes 0. ठीक है, are those values of which x for which this polynomial becomes 0. अभी ग्राफ में हम इसको कैसे दिखाएं? Graphically they are the points on x-axis where the graph cuts. Points on x-axis where the graph of the curve या तो line cuts. ठीक है, अभी मुझे बता, ये वाला जो है ये लाइन एक्स एक्सिस को कितने बार काट रहा है? एक भी बार नहीं काट रहा है, तो इसीलिए इसका डिग्री 0 है। एक भी बार नहीं काट रहा है, इसीलिए इसका डिग्री 0 है। द डिग्री इज 0. And what are the zeros here? There are no zeros. There are no zeros. Why aren't there any zeros? There are no zeros because it is not at all cutting the x-axis. It is not cutting, it is not intersecting the x-axis. So that's why there are no zeros of this polynomial. Linear polynomial. Now linear polynomial तो ये तो अपन ने लास्ट ईयर कर चुके हैं. Say fx is equal to 5x minus 2. So I want to draw the graph of this. So y is equal to 5x minus 2. Last year you have studied to draw the graph of this. मालूम है कैसे ग्राफ बनाते थे? x को 0, y पे minus 2 है ना. You put x as 0, you get y as minus 2. You put x as 1, If you put x as 1, 5 minus 2 is 3. You draw the graph of this line. ये लाइन अपने खूब बना y पे -2, दिस इज द पॉइंट, x पे 1, y पे 3, तो 1 2 3, दिस इज 1 पे 3 and you get a very good line. Here is the line of this equation. Those are the points where it cuts the x-axis. This curve is cutting the x-axis at how many points? 1 point. It is cutting the x-axis at a single point. So that is why इसका degree 1 है. इसका जीरो क्या देखना है? What is the zero? तो इसका जीरो निकालने के लिए 5x minus 2 को तुम जीरो डाल दो, तो 5x will become 2, तो x will become 2 by 5. This point here is actually 2 by 5 comma 0. So this is the zero of the polynomial. This is the zero of the polynomial. A linear equation can have a maximum of one zero ही हो सकता है. एक straight line x axis को एक से ज्यादा बार काट सकता है क्या? कुछ भी हो. Can a straight line cut the x axis at more than 1 point? So that is why a linear polynomial will always have a degree 1. A constant polynomial will not have any zero because it is a line parallel to x-axis. इसके बाद what comes? Quadratic. ठीक है, I'm going on and on. The quadratic polynomial. The quadratic polynomial is something like fx is equal to say some x square plus 3x plus say a minus 1. And this is a quadratic polynomial. The highest power of x is here what? 2. Remember one thing, children. Quadratic polynomial is always a parabolic shape. Parabola. क्या बोला? Para नहीं बोला, parabola. What is a parabolic shape? A U-shaped curve like this is a parabolic shape. ठीक है? It's from here the problem starts. A U shape like this can be of the form when x-axis and y-axis are like this. X-axis, y-axis are like this. Now how many times is it intersecting the x-axis? Now this quadratic polynomial has the maximum power of x as 2, that's why the degree is 2. Doesn't always mean that this curve is going to intersect x-axis at 2 points. It means the curve, what does it mean? It means the curve may intersect the x-axis at maximum 2 points. Not 2 points, at maximum 2 points. Like for example, here it is intersecting at 0 points. So for this case we say there are no zeros at all. No zeros. या तो no roots. एक second रुक जाओ. It may happen that the parabolic shape be like this. ऐसा भी हो सकता है पैराबोलिक शेप, ऐसा। Now how many times is it intersecting the x-axis? So, इसीलिए इसमें हम बोलेंगे there is 1 0. Are you all following me? May happen that the curve intersect the x-axis at 2 points like this. So how many zeros? Now, can this curve, this parabolic shape, ever intersect x-axis at more than 2 points? By any means, no. The cubic polynomial. ठीक है? What is a cubic polynomial? A cubic polynomial is something like this. ठीक है? What is the highest power of x here? 3. Okay, so what would the degree be here? Okay, the degree is 3. ठीक है? If degree is 3, then this must have a maximum number of roots. Maximum number of zeros should be 3. है ना बेटा? इसका ग्राफ दिखता कैसे है? इसका ग्राफ ऐसा दिखता है, ऑलवेज, या तो ऐसा, है ना, ऐसा। इसका ग्राफ क्यूबिक का पॉलिनोमियल हमेशा ऐसा दिखता है। ठीक है? Now, if supposing the graph was like this and here was y-axis, here was x-axis, tell me how many times has this intersected? 3 points. So I'll say this graph will have 3 zeros here. ठीक है ना? Now, sometimes it may happen that the graph is like this. Now, how many times is it touching or intersecting x-axis? 2 times. Now, how many times is it touching or intersecting? 1 and 2. So, this particular graph can be like this also. Now, how many times it is intersecting? It is intersecting only 1 time. So, I'll say there is only 1 0. But there can be never ever a case when there are no zeros at all. A cubic polynomial, a cubic polynomial will always have at least one real root, या तो 1 रियल जीरो तो होना ही पड़ेगा, ऐसे तुम ग्राफ ही नहीं बना पाओगे जिसमें एक भी जीरोस ना हो। एंड मैक्सिमम हाउ मेनी कैन बी देयर? मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ जीरोस क्या होगा? 3. In fact, I will always say that every odd degree polynomial will have at least one zero. एक कम से कम एक जीरो होना चाहिए. Even degree polynomial may have no zeros at all. Like for example here the quadratic, there was a case when there was no zero at all. चलेगा. लेकिन 1 डिग्री, 3 डिग्री, 5 डिग्री, 7 डिग्री कोई भी कर्व लोगे उसमें कम से कम एक रियल रूट तो होना ही पड़ेगा. इट हैज टू बी देयर. Graph. So there is a software which is called as GeoGebra software. ठीक है, all of you, it's a free download है ना. तो GeoGebra software है. I put y equal to, can you see an x-axis here, a y-axis here है ना. Suppose y equal to 3. अरे देख ग्राफ बन गया. सही है. How many times is it intersecting x-axis? 0 point, इसलिए degree 0. If I put 3x plus 1, then how many times is it intersecting? It's a linear polynomial. If I put this as 3x square, now see what happens. Divita, how many times is it intersecting x-axis?
0 times.
So it's degree 0. सही है ना. Do you want to see how is it intersecting x-axis at a single point? X square minus 2x plus 1. And now see how many times is it intersecting? My dear children, why did I write x square minus 2x plus 1? Can you tell me what is the speciality of x square minus 2x plus 1? It is the whole square of what? X minus 1 का whole square is x square minus 2x plus 1. Understood? So whole square वाले जो cases रहते हैं, it's going to have only one root. ये x square के सामने जरा नेगेटिव डाल दे यार. अभी क्या होगा बताओ. देखो ग्राफ नीचे आ गया. Maximum roots can it have is 2. But if this square I replace it with 3, what will the type of curve be now? A zigzag curve. Chalo, let's see. How many roots? A cubic polynomial, but only one root. Cubic polynomial, but only one root. ठीक है? You make this something like, say इसको x square कर देता हूं. और अभी कैसे हो गया? अभी कितना roots? Come on, tell me. 3 roots. 1 root हो सकता है, 3 root हो सकता है, कुछ और काम करूंगा तो 2 root भी मिल जाएगा मुझे, है ना. This point, this point, this point, है ना. Can you see this point and this point? There are 3 roots. लेकिन एक कम से कम रूट तो होना ही पड़ेगा. What if I make it 4 powered? Let's see what happens. 2 roots, degree 4, maximum roots it can have is 4, है ना. This exercise, the first exercise, you have to just see the graph and tell how many zeros it has. You just have to write down the graphs of y is equal to px are given below. For some, find the number of zeros. Can you do it yourself? ठीक है. Our next target now is to study how a quadratic polynomial behaves. A general quadratic polynomial is represented in the form of ax square plus bx plus c. ठीक है? Are you all listening? आगे बढ़े. A general quadratic polynomial looks like this. What is the coefficient of x square? A for apple. What is the coefficient of x? B for bada apple. What is the constant here? C, chota apple. ठीक है? This quadratic polynomial may have how many zeros? Maximum 2 zeros. So those 2 zeros hereby I am going to call as alpha and beta. Now there is some rishta between alpha beta and ABC. एक रिश्ता है, ठीक है? We call that as a relationship between roots of polynomial and coefficients. ठीक है? There is a relationship between roots of polynomial and coefficient. बोलूंगा कि sum of roots alpha plus beta is always minus b by a, and alpha beta, which is called as, this is called as sum of roots, and this is called as product of roots, is given as C by A. This is the relationship between the roots alpha beta and the coefficients ABC. Just one question I'll do and you try to solve the others. If you have any problem, nothing to worry, I'll help you. There is one question, number 1 of this exercise. Question is, find the zeros of the quadratic polynomial. See, you have a polynomial given as x square minus 2x minus 8. Question is, find the zeros. How to find the zeros, children? You are going to do one thing. You will put x square minus 2x minus 8 as 0. लास्ट ईयर अपन ने स्प्लिटिंग द मिडिल टर्म किया है. दो नंबर्स बता जिसका प्रोडक्ट -8 हो. -4 2 4 8 -8 हो और ऐड करके -2 मिले. सो दीज आर द टू नंबर्स फॉलोइंग में. लास्ट ईयर का चीज, x स्क्वायर plus 2x minus 4x minus 8. What's coming common from here? So x plus 2. What's coming common from here? X plus 2. ये दोनों में से what's coming common? तो यहाँ पे कौन बचा? x. यहाँ पे कौन बचा? If I put it equal to 0, product of two numbers becomes 0. So x plus 2 is 0. What's the value of x? X minus 4 is 0. What's the value of x? So you have one root as minus 2 and other root as 4. तुम चाहिए तो यहाँ पे बीटा लिख दो, यहाँ पे अल्फा लिख दो, नाम में क्या रखा है, काम में रखा है ना? तो इसीलिए you can name the two roots as alpha and beta. If I compare this with ax square plus bx plus c, compare and tell me what is a? 1. x square के साथ कुछ भी नहीं तो 1 मानेंगे. What is b here? 2 नहीं, minus 2. C here, minus 8. I will first of all find out what is alpha plus beta. Minus 2 plus 4. What is minus 2 plus 4? Positive 2. Thappad. Positive 2. What is minus of b by a? What is b here? So minus of minus 2. What is a here? Are you getting 2? So what have you verified? Alpha plus beta was equal to minus b by a. Therefore, we have verified alpha plus beta is minus b by a, and hence verify the relationship between zeros. What was the other verification that we were asked to do? Find out what is alpha beta. What is alpha? What is beta?
minus 2
Into 4.
4 minus 8
What is C upon A? What is C here?
minus 8
What is A here? इनका प्रोडक्ट भी सेम हुआ,
same हुआ.
तो इससे क्या हुआ? अल्फा बीटा becomes C by A, and you will hence write down hence verified. You were asked to verify, you have verified. Now, the fifth doubt, t square minus 15. I'll call that as a ft नाम दे दें इसको. Zeros निकालने के लिए what should we do? You should equate it to 0. T square is equal to 15. Square of a number. T square is equal to 15. What is t equal to? Plus minus root 15. So I have one value as root 15, the other value as minus root 15. ठीक है ना? I'll call this as alpha, I'll call this as beta. अच्छा, there is no t term here, means it is somewhat like a 0t and a minus 15. t term नहीं है, तो जो टर्म नहीं रहता है उसको बराबर 0 डाल दो. तो कंपेयर एंड टेल मी व्हाट इज a here? 1. What is b here? 0. What is c here? Minus 15. First and foremost, find out what is alpha plus beta. It is root 15 plus of minus root 15. Add up will give you 0. You find out what is minus of b by a. That is 0 upon a is 1. 0 upon anything is 0. They both are equal. Therefore, alpha plus beta is minus b by a, hence verified. ठीक है? You find out what is alpha beta, product of the two numbers, root 15 multiply with negative root 15. Root 15 makes it 15. Plus into minus makes it minus. समझ में आ रहा है ना? You find out what the value of c by a is. C is minus 15, a is 1, which is also equal to minus 15. Therefore, alpha beta is equal to minus 15, hence verified. Chalo. Now, another concept that you have to learn is if a polynomial has roots as alpha and beta. So what is the quadratic polynomial? I am asking you, find the quadratic polynomial. Then the quadratic polynomial is given by x square minus sx plus p. What does S stand for? Sum of roots.
Alpha plus beta.
What does P stand for? Product of roots. This polynomial कई बार कुछ बुक्स ऐसे लिखते हैं, कुछ बुक्स एक k टाइम्स ऐसे लिखते हैं, है ना? Both ways are accepted. And I'll call this polynomial anything as say fx. The polynomial is given by k times of x square minus sx plus p. Let's do this question and then we'll talk. The question is, find the quadratic polynomial if each of the given numbers are the sum and product of the zeros. Beta, you are given the sum of the zeros as 1 by 4. The product of the zeros is minus 1. If you are given sum of zeros and product of zeros, then in that case the quadratic polynomial is given by a k times of x square minus sx plus p. Do you know the value of s? What is the value of s? X. Do you know the value of p? Beta, this is the answer. लेकिन रुक जाओ, this is the answer. कुछ बुक्स क्या करता है, इंक्लूडिंग एनसीईआरटी, इसका एलसीएम ले लेता है. What is the LCM now? So 1 goes in 4 times, 4 into x square is 4 goes in 1 time, 1 into this is x, 1 goes in 4 times, this is minus 4. So this could be written as k by 4 times of 4x square minus x minus 4. You may leave your answer like this also. Chalega. Including NCERT, what they say, this k can be anything. ये तो कुछ भी हो सकता है. तो उसने मन ही मन में मान लिया k बराबर 4. तो what is 4 on 4? K can be any number. K can be any number. तो अगर 4 अगर ये 4 by 4 कर देंगे तो ये हट जाएगा. तो 4x square minus x minus 4 करके छोड़ दोगे तो this is also the correct answer. If there is Concept 3, the third concept in this exercise, a little bit problematic concept है ना, तो इसलिए बैक स्ट्रेट करके सब जन अच्छे से बैठो, स्माइलिंग फेस. Supposing there is a quadratic polynomial as ax square plus bx plus c. This polynomial has two roots alpha and beta. You have written that sum of roots is given as minus b by a, product of roots is given as c by a. ठीक है, अभी तुम्हारे पास ऐसे वाले चैलेंजेस आएंगे कि यार अल्फा स्क्वायर प्लस बीटा स्क्वायर का वैल्यू निकाल के बताओ. ठीक है, व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ अल्फा स्क्वायर प्लस बीटा स्क्वायर. तेरे पास ऐसे चैलेंजेस आएंगे, तेरे से बोला जाएगा व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ 1 बाय अल्फा 1 बाय बीटा, व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ अल्फा माइनस बीटा, ये वाले वैल्यूज निकाल के बताओ. हमारे को तो सम ऑफ रूट्स खाली मालूम है, प्रोडक्ट ऑफ रूट्स मालूम है. हाउ विल वी फाइंड अल्फा स्क्वायर प्लस बीटा स्क्वायर, अल्फा माइनस बीटा, ये वैल्यू कहां से निकालेंगे. So for that you have to learn some new formulas, and those formulas are actually very obvious. See here, ध्यान से देखो, कॉपी नहीं, यहाँ पे ध्यान से सुनो. Alpha square plus beta square, the formula says alpha plus beta whole square minus 2 alpha beta. Am I correct? Do you know what's the value of alpha plus beta whole square?
minus b
अल्फा नहीं, अल्फा प्लस बीटा का होल स्क्वायर, ए प्लस बी का होल स्क्वायर का वैल्यू बताओ. ए स्क्वायर प्लस 2ab प्लस बी स्क्वायर होता है क्या. अगर मैंने उसके साथ एक माइनस 2 अल्फा बीटा और डाल दिया, व्हाट विल हैपन. Are you getting alpha square plus beta square? Very obvious. I want the value of alpha minus beta. You know what I'll do? I'll do one thing. I'll write this as alpha minus beta ka whole square as alpha plus beta ka whole square minus 4 alpha beta. Budi baba, ये 4 अल्फा बीटा कहां से पैदा हो गया. लिसन हियर, चलो देखते हैं. मुझे बताओ व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ अल्फा ए प्लस बी का होल स्क्वायर. अल्फा स्क्वायर प्लस 2 अल्फा बीटा प्लस बीटा स्क्वायर, इसके साथ माइनस 4 अल्फा बीटा. इफ आई राइट, won't these two get added up? What is 2 minus 4 minus 2? ये किसी का होल स्क्वायर है क्या बच्चा? ये किसका होल स्क्वायर है? ये a माइनस b का होल स्क्वायर नहीं हुआ. That's what I am writing. Alpha minus beta whole square is equal to alpha plus beta whole square minus 4 alpha beta. चलो और आगे बढ़ो. Suppose you were asked to find the value of a cube plus b cube, alpha cube plus beta cube निकालने की इच्छा हो रही है. So there is one identity, one formula which says that you write it as alpha plus beta ka whole cube minus 3 alpha beta alpha plus beta. Alpha cube minus beta cube की जरूरत पड़े तो फिर what are you going to do? You will write this as alpha minus beta ka whole cube plus 3 अल्फा बीटा अल्फा माइनस बीटा जैसे लिख लेना. fx is equal to x square minus 5x plus k. You are given that this polynomial has two roots alpha and beta. Listen carefully. ठीक है? And you have alpha minus beta is given as 1. The question is find the value of k. अभी बेटा ये वाला क्वेश्चन के तो अल्फा और बीटा हमें मालूम ही नहीं है. डू यू नो द वैल्यू ऑफ अल्फा एंड बीटा? अच्छा, कैन यू फाइंड आउट ऑल्सो? कैसे फाइंड आउट करोगे? ये तो के है ना. हाउ विल यू फाइंड आउट? दो नंबर. तो क्या करें? If I compare this with ax square plus bx plus c, tell me what's the value of a you are getting? Yes. What's the value of b you are going to get? What is the value of c that you are going to get? K. है ना? What is the value of sum of roots का फॉर्मूला बताओ? माइनस बी बाय ए. अभी मेरे को करने दो. माइनस बी बाय ए, तो माइनस ऑफ माइनस 5 बाय 1, तो सम ऑफ रूट्स मिल गया 5. व्हाट्स द वैल्यू ऑफ प्रोडक्ट ऑफ रूट्स का फॉर्मूला? c by a. What is c by a here?
K.
Do you know? Turn your page and tell me. Do you know the formula of alpha minus beta whole square? What is alpha minus beta whole square? I gave you the identity just now. Alpha plus beta whole square minus 4 alpha beta. अभी आइडेंटिटी का काम हुआ. मुझे बता, कहीं पे भी क्वेश्चन में देख, कहीं पे भी अल्फा माइनस बीटा का वैल्यू दे रखा है क्या? आर यू गिवन द वैल्यू ऑफ अल्फा माइनस बीटा? सी हियर. सो व्हाट अल्फा माइनस बीटा इज 1, सो 1 का स्क्वायर. कहीं पे भी देख अल्फा प्लस बीटा का वैल्यू दे रखा है क्या? व्हाट्स इट? 5 का स्क्वायर. कहीं पे भी दे रखा है कि अल्फा बीटा का वैल्यू, सो माइनस 4k. मुझे k का वैल्यू चाहिए था. I bring this 4k to the left side, it becomes positive 4k. This 5 square is 25. 1 goes to the other side, becomes 1. 4k का वैल्यू is 24. मुझे k का वैल्यू चाहिए था. k का वैल्यू 6. That's the use of the 4 identities. Understood? Do you want to ask anything?
Yes, sir.
Write down. Alpha and beta are the zeros of the quadratic polynomial fx is equal to x square minus 3x minus 2. मैं आगे कुछ भी क्वेश्चन पढ़ने से पहले सबसे पहले what is a, x square का कोएफिशिएंट, what is it? What is b? 3 नहीं, minus 3. C, what is sum of roots? Minus of minus 3 by 1. What is product of roots? So C minus 2 upon 1. Now the question comes here is, I need to form a quadratic polynomial. I want to find a quadratic polynomial whose zeros are 1 by 2 alpha plus beta and 1 by 2 beta plus alpha. मुझे एक नया क्वाड्रेटिक पॉलिनोमियल फॉर्म करना है जिसके जीरोस अल्फा डैश बीटा डैश हो. बेटा जब भी मुझे नया क्वाड्रेटिक पॉलिनोमियल फॉर्म करवाना है तो आई विल हैव टू फाइंड द सम ऑफ रूट्स एंड प्रोडक्ट ऑफ रूट्स. What is the sum of the new quadratic polynomial? अल्फा डैश बीटा डैश का सम चाहिए मुझे. What is अल्फा डैश? प्लस what is the LCM here?
2 alpha
बीटा 2 बीटा प्लस अल्फा, ये यहाँ पे क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई होगा, क्या होगा 2 बीटा प्लस अल्फा, ये यहाँ पे क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई होगा 3 अल्फा प्लस 3 बीटा, denominator open the bracket, what's it 4 alpha beta, this into this
plus 4 alpha
2 alpha square, what is this into this 2 beta square, what is this into this
alpha
अल्फा बीटा, यहाँ तक समझ में आया? कोई दिक्कत? Now, what is coming out common from the numerator? So what is left inside? ध्यान से देख रहा है? वेदांत और दिव्यता देख नहीं रहा है। दिव्यता ने होमवर्क भेजा? Next, can we add these to 5 alpha beta? Is there anything coming out common from here? 2 common निकलेगा तो क्या बचेगा? Do you know any identity of alpha square plus beta square? What is it? Minus 2 alpha beta. So put that value here. Alpha plus beta का whole square minus 2 alpha beta. Beta, now you are in a position to write each and every value. What is the value of alpha plus beta? कहीं लिख के रखा है क्या? देखो ये अल्फा प्लस बीटा, देखो यहाँ पे लिख के रखा क्या है 3 5. Do you know the value of alpha beta? Minus 2 plus 2 times of, do you know the value of alpha plus beta? 3 का square 9 minus 2, do you know the value of alpha beta? minus 2. ये सब चीज को इवेल्युएट करो, न्यूमरेटर में क्या हुआ 9, डिनोमिनेटर में क्या है minus 10 plus 2 times of 9 plus 4. How much is this? 9. And this is minus 10 plus. What is 9 and 4? 13. 13 twos are? How much is it coming out to be? 9 by 16. ये क्या निकला? ये S निकला। ये क्या निकला? ये S निकला। अगला मुझे क्या करना है? मुझे P निकालना है। What is P? P is the product of the new. ध्यान से देखना, एक बहुत अच्छा ट्रिक लगेगा। What is alpha dash का वैल्यू? 1 by 2 alpha plus beta. What is beta dash का वैल्यू? बेटा तो ध्यान से देख, ये दोनों का प्रोडक्ट कहीं तो लिखा है अपन ने। It is this. Yes, it is this. इसको सिंप्लीफाई किया ये मिला, इसको सिंप्लीफाई किया ये मिला, इसको सिंप्लीफाई किया ये मिला, ये मिला, ये मिला, and what is the final answer? 16. Understood? Why should I waste my energy again? I'll directly write down this is 16. I have got the sum of roots is 9 by 16. I have got the product of roots is 1 by 16. If sum of roots, product of roots are given, then what is the quadratic polynomial?
K A x square minus square plus
It's k x square minus sx plus p. that is k x square minus, what is s? 9 by 16x. What is p? What is the LCM here? 16 is the LCM. So it will become 16x square minus 9x plus 1 times of k. You may leave your answer like this. चलेगा. तुम चाहो तो k by 16 को गायब कर सकते हो and your quadratic polynomial can be this also. This looks rather more beautiful. Understood? And this is the final answer. Is that clear? Yes. Chalo.